Samya, please no more wash dishes till I'm done filming. You're so loud. Okay. Bye, I love you. Okay, so hi, I'm Angelique, and it is so weird to be filming this because I have been filming children's library videos for the past almost a year now. So in that time, I have watched so many booktube videos, and I guess between while I've been reading children's story times and filming craft videos for kids, I thought, you know what, I really like doing this. Maybe I should do it for adults on my own free time, not being paid. So I guess that's why I'm here, and that's why I am starting my channel off by doing the Booktube Newbie Tag. So I think question one, let's check it. So question one is, why did you start this channel? And I think my intro to this video actually sums it up pretty well. So while I've been putting together these go packs I put together for children at the library that I work at, it's a public library, I've been watching so many booktube videos, and I've just loved learning about the booktube community, reading different book recommendations I've gotten. Shout out to, oh, what's her name? The Artisan Geek, Seiji. I think that is the YouTube channel that got me the most into booktube over the past year, and I've just been wanting to do my own channel with the sort of video editing and production skills I've picked up and how many books I've read in the past year. So last year I've read 216 books, which was about quadruple the amount I had read the year before, since usually I read about 50 books. And so that's why I'm here. I want to share my love of books, and I'm also going to use this channel to share my love of arts and crafts as well. So question two is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to booktube? So like I said, I'm going to throw in some craft things as well, especially recipes and crafts, art projects that are based off of books, because I love books, I love art, they sort of go together. And as I said before, I am a children's services coordinator at a public library, so I'm going to sort of riff off that, and I'll also include not only books for adults, but also books for children that I love and that I think if you have children in your life or you are young at heart like me, you might enjoy. And on top of that, I think one, maybe not unique thing, because I think there are a lot of booktubers that already do this, but I guess something that I think will characterize my channel is that I like to read really broadly, just as a person and also as a librarian, is that I really like to read not just, I really like adult fiction, but I'm really into sci-fi and speculative fiction, fantasy, children's literature. I really have been reading a lot of nonfiction the past year, so especially books on political theory and history, a little bit of science thrown in. So especially if you like political theory or anything about social organizing, you will find it here. I also have been reading a lot of classics. I like to dive into different projects. I have a couple book clubs I'm part of. One book club, we call it the Short Lives Club, and for about the past year, we've been trying to read as many works of fiction under 150 pages as possible. So basically we have a long list of all these different authors and their works. One of our friends will roll a dice. Basically each author has like sort of numbers and letters attached to them. So it'll come up with 3 authors. We vote on them, and then we will vote after that on which thing we want to read. So basically I'll have a whole bunch of books that I read because of that club and all the other book clubs I'm a part of. Question 3 is, what are you most excited about from this new channel? So like I said before, I've been creating YouTube videos for my library that I work at for the past year, and not only am I excited, like I said before, to join the booktube community that I've watched videos from for so long now, but I'm just really excited to be creating content and videos for myself that I want to make, not just because it's my job, but just because I really love books and I feel passionately about them, and I also love video editing. So I'm just really excited to create things that are more uniquely me in my spare time instead of just things for work. and that way I can contribute to the content out there instead of just consuming all of my favorite content from my favorite booktubers. My light's falling. Oh my god. Is it gonna stay? I'm so scared right now. Okay, now that this terrifying event has passed, the fourth question is, why do you love reading? So I think that the pandemic and quarantine and everything really highlights this, but books are, as everyone says, a magical escape. It's a great way though, I think, and I actually think the pandemic highlighted this as well. I mean, we're not going to meet every single person from every single cultural background, age, experience out there, but with books, we can find out so much more than we imagined existed out there. We can live so many lives and adventures. We can learn about different perspectives. And I just love having this wealth of knowledge and experience that informs me, inspires me, and sometimes just fills up a dreary rainy day. What can you say? They're entertaining, they're exciting. You gotta love books, you know, and they smell good. Okay, number 5 is what series got you into reading? And I don't think this is an original answer at all. I've seen it many times in Booktube Newbie Tags, but gotta be honest, it was Harry Potter. So my mom used to read those to me when I was younger. So when I was a little kid, when just a few of them had come out, because I read along basically from the beginning. When I was really little, my mom would read them to me. As I got older, we would take turns reading, and then I think maybe by the time 4th or 5th one came out, I was reading them by myself. So it would always be that my family got one book. I would go to the midnight premiere party with all of them, and I would go home and read it straight through. I wouldn't go to bed until I finished the book. Then my mom would get it because she'd take a day to read it. My sister next because she'd take a week. Then my dad would take like months because he's a very slow reader. But Harry Potter definitely got me into reading. That was my earliest memory of reading, but I mean, there are a lot of highlights. I was really obsessed with Anne McCaffrey's Dragon Riders of Pern series when I was in elementary school. I loved a lot of J.R.R. Tolkien's books, especially The Hobbit when I was younger. I was really into Chronicles of Narnia. I'm noticing a lot of fantasy here. But yeah, I think those are my earliest memories of just being really, really immersed in books and reading. Question 6 is, what would you ask your favorite booktubers? So I feel like embarrassed because what if she sees it? But like I said, my favorite booktuber is probably the Artisan Geek, Seiji, and I feel like I would ask her, like, girl, how do you find so many good books? I feel like she just has such an interesting array of books. I feel like I read a lot of books that have been recommended by different booktubers, but I feel like watching Seiji's videos has actually influenced my like reading style, perhaps. Like, I'm into a lot of classics, but I feel like some of the ways I've branched out within those classics has been sort of influenced by her. And I also wonder, does she know just how much influence she has on stuff people are reading? Because I think it's quite cool. Seiji, if you read this, be my friend, please. All right, question 7. It's long, so I'm going to read off my phone. Question 7 is, what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I think the hardest challenge will probably just be posting on a regular schedule. I mean, I'm very consistent at work. I post every Monday, Wednesday, and about 2 Thursdays a month. But since I won't get fired and lose my income if I don't post here, I'm just hoping that I can still have the incentive to post on a regular basis, keep a posting schedule for myself. But I'm also like involved in my local DSA chapter and a bunch of book clubs. Wow, now that I say it, it doesn't actually sound like I have that much going on. But I am generally pretty busy, so I'm just hoping I can commit to a schedule and post pretty frequently and post high quality videos. So we'll see how it goes. Number 8 is, when did you start reading? I kind of feel like this should be posted with the series, but I mean, I don't remember any time before I started reading. My earliest memories are from when I was 3. I'm going to guess 3, but I'll have to confirm with my mom at a later date. I really have no idea when I started reading, but I feel like all the important memories of my life post that first beautiful word. Number 9 is, where do you read? The answer to that? Everywhere. So the way I'm able to read so much is I read in small snippets any place I can. I mean, I'll also read larger chunks, obviously, especially I do a lot of reading at my kitchen table. So every morning I'll make my breakfast and my cup of coffee, and I will sit and read there probably for half an hour to an hour every morning. It's very important to me. It is non-negotiable reading time. Then I read between all my breaks at work. I listen to audiobooks in the car during my commute. Sometimes I'll listen to music or podcasts, but it's usually audiobooks. Though right now I'm listening to Lolita by Nabokov, which I always meant to listen to, but put it off. And if you've read this before, you probably feel me. It's gotten to a part where it's so like squeaky, like gross to me and disturbing that I haven't listened to it for a few days because I'm just like, oh, no. Ugh. But I also read when I'm taking my grandmother to the doctor. I read in lines for things at the store. Not so much anymore, but I mean, I'd say a lot of reading happens at my work desk during my breaks, my kitchen table, my desk, my bed, and I listen to a lot of stuff in my car. So those are probably the top places. It would be really nice to read in a cafe. I see everyone reading in cafes, but I've gotten vaccinated like a month ago. I got my second shot, but I still am not at a comfort level where I feel like reading in cafes yet. Anyone else who does it, totally cool, but your girl, she's gonna take some time. I feel like I've adjusted way too well to COVID restrictions as an introvert. All right, so question 10, what books do you like to read? So I think I sort of covered this before, but I like reading all sorts of things. So I like poetry. I have this hefty volume here. Louise Glück is my favorite poet. I like to read contemporary fiction, though that I used to not like as much, but I've read it more because at the library I'm supposed to be able to sort of give readers advisory recommendations to people, and I found that I really enjoy it. I read a lot of classics of different literature. I like reading a lot of history. So lately I've been reading sort of the history of social movements. I've been reading a lot about the history of ideas, intellectual history. I like reading stuff about political theory, about how to organize. What else do I like to read? I love reading sci-fi, speculative fiction, and fantasy, especially when it deals with like ideas of like political theory and different social issues. So my girl this past year has been Octavia Butler. I read her first book that I read of hers, The Parable of the Sower, last year, and then I decided, okay, I need to read every single thing she's read. Every single thing she's written. And so now I'm on the last series of hers that I have left to read. I'm a little sad because I'm almost done, but I'm reading her Pattern Master series now. So I just finished reading Wild Seed, which maybe I'll talk about in a different video because, yeah, obsessed with Octavia Butler right now. But yeah, so I bought the next one, which I'm forgetting what it's called right now. But once I'm done with that series, I'll be done with her. Not done with her, because there'll be a lot of rereads and a lot of obsessing, but I'll have completed reading all of her books. Oh, I was also really obsessed with Moomin last year. So I like reading a lot of children's fiction. Part of it is it's my job, but part of it is it just brings a lot of joy into your life. So I really love Moomin. I'm going to do an entire Moomin video sometime soon so I can talk just about how much I love it, because I feel like it's not that popular in America as compared to like some parts of Europe and Japan, but Moomin is worth obsessing over. Tove Jansson is awesome. I actually love her literary fiction as well. I feel like I'm just saying I love everything. I don't read a lot of biographies, so that's one of the only places you're not going to find me reading very often. Though I did read Michelle Obama's Becoming because I feel like you just had to. I feel like everyone did. I did like it a lot. It's true. There you go. I read a lot of stuff. You're going to see all sorts of stuff on here. Hopefully something you like or connect with. And I'm looking forward to connecting to a lot of you. And I hope you will join me. I have no idea when I'm going to post next. I've got to come up with a post schedule, but I think my first video is going to be about Moomin. And I think then once I finish Pattern Master in the next week or two, I'm going to make a video about that. But the last question is to sort of like show some of your book collection. So I thought before I go to that, I would just say bye to y'all because I'm just going to cut some B-roll footage that I haven't shot yet. So I'm trying my best not to end this video like I do for all of the preschoolers that watch my usual videos, where I give a good bye friends. But I appreciate you watching this. If you made it to the whole end of this, it's probably a little bit rambly, but maybe my editing skills cut some of that out. But I hope to connect with some of you or all of you. And thanks for welcoming me in. Bye, y'all. That's better than bye, friends, right? Bye, y'all. Cutting to the last question, let's see what your book collection looks like.